Attention homeowners and real estate investors. Are you looking for a recession-proof real estate strategy that creates consistent income and real impact? Learn how investors are generating reliable returns by supplying housing to veterans through government-backed programs. This proven model helps reduce vacancy risk, stabilize cash flow, and align your real estate portfolio with purpose. Join the Housing America's Heroes Investor Masterclass, a live virtual training designed to show you how to do this the right way. Join us this Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Central. The registration link will be posted in the comments. Housing America's Heroes, where purpose meets profit.
I knew that was about to happen, where I have to go get the link to put in in the comments. I knew that was about to happen because every week the link changes. It's not on Eventbrite, it is on EventNoor. So let me go here to EventNoor and grab the link so you all can join this week's masterclass. I'm over here talking to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So organized. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you, TikTok, for joining me, little old me. So listen, it's so exciting. I can even tell y'all the news, because now since I hyped it up and talking about, I'm going to tell y'all the news. It's y'all will know what I'm talking about. So, but anyway, when it is update, let me see, create calendar of events calendar. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see. Open this and let me see if I can view events. Okay, I'm viewing it, and now I am copying the path to register. Oh, thank you. So there's the link to register. Register for this week's Housing America's Heroes. How you spell heroes? OES. Register. Let me see. Register for this week's Housing America's Heroes 2019-2026. Okay, so that's there, and the link to register for my masterclass this week is in the link tree on TikTok. Man, y'all just, there's so much going on. Y'all just, when I say we have a need for housing homeless veterans nationwide, now that I have come national with my profession of housing homeless veterans for 25 years and getting paid as a realtor and a consultant, it's even bigger than I had known. I knew we had a problem in the Chicagoland area and surrounding suburbs, but now that I've developed a mastery and I'm nationwide, that I'm seeing that all of these states, all of these organizations, and all of these investors, everybody want to work together, but everybody is separated and don't know how to come together. Well, that is my specialty in bringing everybody together. And here is my bookstore, STORE. Hold on, TikTok. I'm over here posting on YouTube. Y'all can also follow me on YouTube, LinkedIn, and on Facebook. Okay, so now that I have those posted, and also on TikTok, y'all can go to my bio and is this part over here? Go to my bio and get everything I'm talking about. Go to my link tree and click and get the books before you start asking me, how do you house homeless veterans? Go read, go buy a book. Thank you for joining my club. Go buy this book, A Veteran Shared Living Model. And hold on, let me show y'all this book over here on link. I'm just everywhere. LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And then this is the book y'all need. So veterans housing, and I know a lot of people talk about veterans housing in a lot of different ways because these are homeless veterans, and everybody is now talking about, oh, you can house homeless people, homeless veterans, and put them in a bed and go by there and get paid. Well, you can do that if you want to, but in my model, in my ecosystem that I train nationally to investors and housing providers nationwide in 40 different states now. I mean, it's remarkable. And I teach you how to use the benefits that we have already in our community. So in our community, y'all might have heard of Section 8. Well, did you know homeless veterans also receive a voucher? And that voucher is not just issued by HUD, but is also the case management is managed by the VA. So that's one of our federal benefits. You know, it's civilians' federal benefits too. But let me show y'all this. Where's my book? It is in our federal guideline books that HUD VASH is one of our federal benefits awarded by the VA. So I teach y'all how to not just recognize how to use that benefit, which is HUD VASH. That's in my master class that's coming up this Thursday that you can register for. But I also teach you how, if a veteran needs benefits, needs various services that they could qualify for, only if they knew, only if you knew, because that's the barrier which stands between a veteran who is homeless and one who can get housed. It's that information. It's the information of how do we help this veteran get the resources that that he or her can qualify for, or if they already have the resources, they already have the funding mechanism that follows them to their apartment, condo, or house. Now you have to say, hey, where can I get this veteran housed? And that's where the community comes in. We can't do nothing without the community. And I'm here to help you all gain the education and the knowledge to be able to know what to do when you're confronted with the homeless veteran. Either they need resources or they have the financial funding mechanisms to get them housed, so they have resources. It's either one or two. So let's talk about if they have resources. And that's my master class that's coming up. That's where a lot of my realtor colleagues fall through, and they leave a lot of money on the table. So I wrote a book for y'all. And this book is part of my U.S. military veterans educational and guidebook series. So I wrote a book for y'all so y'all can stop really not just leaving money on the table, but ignoring and in a lot of cases discriminating against our veterans with benefits, the funding mechanism to get housed. And why do I say that? You know, somebody just asked me today, I wonder if she's going to join me. She just said, Yvette, and she's a realtor. I'm like, you have another job? She said, no, but I'm looking for one. What? I'm like, you are, and I tell a lot of realtors is you are a realtor. You could be housing in this community and never have to get another job. Oh, well, how you house a homeless veteran? They don't have any money. Well, I know that. But what you didn't hear me in the first part of the conversation was that homeless veterans have benefits. We have a lot of money in our community that you as a provider, or you as a realtor, even the veteran doesn't even know where this financial resource is. And it's all over the place. It's all over the place. In 6 months, um, 611 organizations received 900, was it 900? No, $1.8 billion in 6 months. And all of that money came into the homeless veterans community. But because y'all don't know where it is, then all you can say is thank you for your service. Yeah, but it's there. I've been serving homeless veterans. Homeless veterans. When I came into the market, these are homeless veterans. Yvette, who do you work with? Homeless veterans. Now, mind you, a lot, they do go, we got benefits now. So homeless veterans don't have to stay homeless, and they don't have to stay stuck in a room. This is my book, third edition, Veterans Buying Guide for Today's Market. This is the third edition. So veterans in this book have gone from homeless to home ownership. I mean, of half of these families on this page were homeless veterans. But you see, they all took a picture with me, or who else? One of my agents on here? Nope, it's all me. All were homeless veterans who bought houses. Oh, Yvette, how they do that? They homeless. They don't have any money. No, they don't. But they have resources. They have resources. It's so much good that you can all do in this community, only if you would really take time to learn to serve and not just get served every month when you go pick up your money from these homeless veterans sleeping in your single bed with another veteran laying next to him. I mean, if that's the model you're setting up, that's cool. But we have another benefit that we can use to relocate, or not just relocate, but what's the word I'm looking for? Elevate from homeless, veteran shared living, and this is transitional, could be permanent depending on which model you set up, to rentals, and that's another benefit that veterans get to use. That's this one right here, the HUD VASH. To home ownership. That's this right here. So in 25 years, and not all 25 years, because the first, I would say 15 years maybe, or the first 13 years. I have to go back and look at my commission structure to see when I first started selling. I think I first started selling in like 2016. And I didn't even do that sale. My investor said, Yvette, the attorney will do everything. All you got to do is do. I'm like, okay, I didn't even sell nothing, but I got the commission. But when I did learn to sell, I'm like, y'all going from homeless to homeowner. Let's put these benefits together. So my ecosystem, my models teach you how to take a veteran from homelessness through the transition using funding sources that's already in our government. And I show y'all this every time I come on, so don't act new unless you are new. But in 6 months in the veterans homeless space, we received, I'm not homeless anymore. I used to be. That's me up there when I was in the Army, and I used to be a homeless female veteran. But in 6 months, our community received $1.8 billion. And this is from the Department of Veteran Affairs on these three memos right here. The Department of Veteran Affairs today announced, that's August 27, 2025, that more than $818 million in grants, and I'm going to talk about this in a second too when I'm done reading, went to 235 organizations across the country to help veterans who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. And this money is for housing and housing counseling, healthcare, financial planning services, childcare, legal assistance, and transportation. And then 1 month later, the Department of Veteran Affairs announced on that Tuesday, September 23rd, it will distribute $84 million in grants to 176 organizations tackling veteran homelessness across the United States. So that's 818 million plus 84 million. That's about 900 million, right? Then this just came out. What did February key dates? Applications for grants must be received by the SSVF office no later than 4 p.m. on Thursday, February 19th, 2026. So this announcement just came out February, but this is when the applications are due. So this came out earlier this year. But these are grants. SSVF expands from these two. This is 411 organizations. Expects to they're awarding approximately $855 million via this notice of funding opportunity, this NOFO, with over 200 awards with the range of $262,981 to over $23 million awards. And these organizations that receive these grants for funding, their programs are supposed to use this money in the community for what? For housing counseling. That's number one on all of these lists, to combat veterans homelessness. So $1.8 billion. And you all want to stick a veteran in a bed and tell that veteran to pay you every month. Okay, so let's say you got to take my classes. So don't ask me nothing for free. The best thing I'm going to tell you to do is go get my educational books. So go to my bio, and this is the first book you need. You say, I want to house homeless veterans. That's what I want to do. How you do it? Go get the book and read. Really, that's what you need to do. And then when you get the book, take a picture and send me that picture. And I will send you the guidelines of how you join my ecosystem, because, sending me an email talking about, can you tell me what I need to do? I'm going to send you a real good email letting you know the steps that you need to take. If you take those steps, then you'll see me in person and I'll talk directly to you. I will know your name, because that's the ecosystem that I'm building. Everybody who's joining my ecosystem, they're learning everything I've ever done in 25 months in housing homeless veterans. Even some of these homeless veterans, they're in the book too. They said, Yvette, I don't know how you did it, but thank you. They don't know how I did it. Even one of the veterans, she tells me all the time, I don't know. It's like a miracle. And that's because I know where the resources are. I know how the resources are used in our communities. I know who has been awarded those resources. Now, that's on one spectrum. That's on one side. The other side is, once the veteran has access to those resources, now we have to take those resources and that veteran to the community and find housing. And that's where the breakdown comes. We have unknowledgeable realtors and we have unknowledgeable investors. And that's who I train. That's my platform right now, is to train these realtors. And I got a book. I wrote this class back in 2014 and taught it in 2015 and 16. And now this is the upgrade to that class. And I never wrote the book until now. So this is the upgrade. So go get this book and start learning from this book. And then when I bring the class back on the market, then y'all can take the class. So when we get to the market with a veteran with a HUD-VASH voucher, we know that's money. Thank you for standing up. Hold on. Rochelle Hemingway. Thank you for standing up for veterans every single day. You got that right, sister. Thank you for acknowledging. Penelope, hey, Michigan, on her way to Georgia. Thanks for being here. Amazing breakdown of the housing process. Yes, thank you for acknowledging that, John Morris. So let's say the veteran already has a voucher. And now the veteran goes into the community. This is without me. And then sometimes even with me when it comes to advocating and looking for partners in other cities and states to help house homeless veterans, let's say in Charlottesville, Virginia, who had a voucher and lost her voucher because we did not have a knowledgeable realtor or management company or investor. Nobody from March to November. And the housing authority said, because you didn't find a place to live, we are terminating your voucher. That's where the breakdown comes in. Our community is not educated. She's bringing a voucher that has been approved by HUD and by the VA. It's in our federal book. We get that. It's on the page. Hold on, let me open the book so I can show y'all what page it's on. So when you go to va.gov and /get started, and you can download this book and read the benefits for yourself. So on page 67, it talks about housing and urban development, Veteran Affairs Supportive Housing, HUD-VASH program. This collaborative program pairs HUD's Housing Choice Voucher, rental assistance with VA case management and supportive services. So this veteran has been approved by 2 federal entities. But when this voucher gets to the community, you dum-dums don't know what the hell to do. You're like, oh, you a veteran? You on Section 8? You on public housing? You PO? You must be crazy. Your PTSD? Well, we got to check your credit. Where do you live? We got to come and see where you live now. Oh, you live in your car in the parking lot of Walmart? Give me a fucking break. That's what happens in our community, where veterans have the resources, but not the access. Had a veteran in New York City. New York has some of the highest rents. She stumbles upon a realtor who says, okay, I can find you housing. Okay. And the commission for finding a rental and getting her, the paperwork and submission, and now she's approved with the voucher, his commission was $7,000. $7,000. Looking at the veteran to pay, but guess what? She sent me a message, and this was on TikTok. She sent me a message saying, Miss Yvette, I got the apartment in this agency, one of these agencies that received the $1.8 billion, because what do they have to use the money for? Housing counseling for veterans who are homeless and at risk. She was a veteran that's homeless. So they paid her security deposit. Well, they paid the deposit that went to the realtor. That's part of our benefits. And that's what you guys are not understanding. You don't know, first of all, where to go get it. And don't worry about it. Please don't even worry that you don't know. That's what I teach in my ecosystem. And the first place you need to go is to my bio and buy some books so you can start learning. And then you can join my masterclass to learn one of these programs. But I don't just teach you one program, because one program is going to lead to another program that led from a program that preceded that program. And then it's going to lead to another program after that, and another program after that, and more programs after that. And these are all programs that are funded by various governments: the federal government, the state, the county, the city, from philanthropy organizations, from social service organizations, from all of these organizations that receive the funding. Pretty much, pretty much, that's where the money comes from. That's it. But you all want to sit up there and talk about, oh, we got homeless veterans, they don't have any money, because you don't want to do the work. You don't want to pick up a book and read the book. You don't want to pay $97 for a master class, and you want to ask me a question, and you think I'm going to answer one question and tell you that's going to fill your brain with everything that's in my brain from the past 25 years of boots on the ground housing homeless veterans. I see you. Okay, bye. Be safe. That's what this is. You're going to learn today. If this is what you want to do, you have to learn. Don't ask me nothing. Only thing you need to be asking me is, how can I buy the books? How can I join the class? Because otherwise, you don't want to do what I do. You don't want to house homeless veterans. You want to play, or you just want to stick them in a bed and go back every month and give money. Knowing veterans, I'm a veteran, and I went from homelessness, and now I am a government contractor. How I go from homeless, living in shelters, to now being a government contractor. You want to know how? And not just any government contractor. My certifications are through the government. The top certification, service disabled veteran owned small business. We get an extra 3% on top. What do they call it? It's a set aside, 3%. And this is not just from federal. This is from City of Chicago. It's from state programs. So we get a contract. They're looking to work with us to do what we do in the community. And we get the 3% share more of the, I mean, it'll blow your mind. If you want to learn more about that, and if you are a veteran, then you can follow me for more. I am one of the executive directors on the board of SDVOB Elite for Illinois. SDVOB is Service Disabled Veteran Owned Business. It gets real deep, y'all. So when you say, I want to house homeless veterans, you don't know what the hell you're talking about yet. You really don't. But it's okay, because I'm here to guide you. But my guidance is not free. So please stop thinking that when you email me, you're going to get something for free. You got to buy some books to educate yourself. You have to buy some training to get deeper inside that education. You have to join my master classes, my intensives, and my ecosystem. We have a great time in my group, a wonderful time collaborating and sharing information and sharing knowledge with each other, because that's what it's all about. It's not about just selfish, putting them in a bed, stick them in bed, come back and get my money later. No, we get too many benefits from that, or for that. You're shortchanging the veteran, and you're shortchanging yourself, because I teach you how to be an investor, a property owner, a business owner, taking this business in housing and housing veterans from homeless to home ownership, to helping them become investors and business owners. How do you help them buy a house? How do you help them move from your transitional housing to your rental housing? Now, you didn't think about that, did you? No, because you just wanted to stick them in the bed. You didn't know that you can move them up a ladder, up a scale, so that they can become all that they can be. Y'all remember the Army logo, be all you can be? Is that the Army? Be all you can be. Was that the Army, be all you can be, or was that the Marines? I forget which one. I know Army was Army Strong. So I think be all you can be was the Marine Corps. But that's what we are. So when you tell me I want to house homeless veterans, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just, I've just been sitting back looking, sitting back observing. Hey there. Hey, hey. I'm looking over here on TikTok. What y'all talking about over there? Hey, Mel Johnson. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me see what you all are talking about over here on YouTube. Oh, y'all over here. Oh my goodness. Amazing breakdown. I saw that David says, is emergency housing available through, if you can create emergency housing, yes. Emergency housing, all housing comes with funding. So if you create emergency housing and emergency housing is needed in that market, then you can provide emergency housing and get paid for that within the organizations that have the funding and need your emergency housing. But you have to know where they are, who they are, get yourself in the community so you could be known for that purpose. An organization, somebody sent somebody to me today. Can this program assist with utility costs too? It depends on what program you're talking about. If you're talking about the program that assists with utility costs is LIHEAP. The lighting, what's the LIHEAP stand for? That's a program. The housing programs pay for housing. Learn your programs, people. Are there workshops to guide vets? Yeah, I conduct workshops and I'm teaching providers to do the same in their communities. Everything I do, I'm teaching the providers who come into my ecosystem to do exactly what I do, to do workshops in their communities. And we're talking about what type of workshops are needed in their specific veteran community. You just don't do a workshop because you just want to do a workshop. What's needed in your community? The workshops that I created over the years for veterans were the first ones had all the resources that a veteran could need. A resource for a free phone. This was back in the day in 2000, early 2000s. So they needed a cell phone. They needed a bus card. They needed transitional housing. They needed to know what landlord they can go to for permanent housing if they had a voucher. So I'll find, you know what? I got, oh my goodness. Oh, let me show y'all what I haven't done, because I'm like, what am I gonna do? I just started gathering different letters and things that I have done over the past 25 years. So this is just some of it. I couldn't put all the flyers in here. Things like a proclamation I got from the senator, Illinois House of Representatives resolution that I got from one of the state reps. When I was the Mental Health Advocacy Council chairperson down at Jesse Brown VA. So all of these things, and let me find the flyers. So it's a lot. So I'm going to publish this so whoever's following me, y'all can gain a copy, because it's going to be put in a book. But right now I had it put on a disk drive. But all of these, let me see, find a flyer for you. The first one. Hold on. Don't go away. Housing. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's one. Okay, here's one flyer. Here's a flyer. Can y'all see that? Okay, so this flyer was back in 2015. This flyer was Veterans Day Memorial Service and Resource Fair. Veterans Day memorial service and resource fair. We had the honor guards, and we had the bugle. I don't know all this stuff. They were singing the national anthem. It was a Veterans Day service. Plus, the hall was filled with resources, and this is something that I put together for Thornton Township. Thornton Township, this is a suburb outside of Chicago in South Holland, Illinois. A free veterans housing and resource fair and forum will be held immediately after the solemn memorial service. Yeah. So, what does your community need? And then here is another one, Veterans Real Estate Investment Workshop. This investment workshop was for real estate investment is the purchase of a future income stream from property and can offer several advantages over other types of investments. So this was another workshop which covered 2, 3, and 4 units, investment properties for veterans. Then here's another one that was in 2015. That was at the VFW Post. And this one was a free veterans home buying and financial credit education seminar. And here's another one that was at a different vet center in Evanston. So all of these things. And then here's one that was at the university, at Roosevelt University. This one was a veterans resource seminar. So this is what I've been doing in the veterans community for the past 25 years at locations y'all would never know, because Olive Harvey College, the VA, Chicago Heights Vet Centers, places that you're not invited to. You're not a veteran and you're not a provider. So why would you know about me? You're not in my world. So now that my world has opened up, I'm here to teach the nation what I have been doing over the past 25 years and have housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. And here are my receipts. Look at where I've been. All of these veterans, I mean, they're all over the place. I knew they were all over the place in Chicago because I kept getting called upon. Yvette, can you do a resource fair over here? We have veterans who need to know their benefits and need to know how to use them and need to know where to go get them. And I'm like, say less, say less, because all of those veterans became my clients for housing, for transitional housing placement or rental housing placement, and then home ownership. And then, hey, Yvette, I'm looking at this investment property. I want to get this 3 flat. Can you help me? I'm like, say less. So that's what I've been doing. So now my master classes that I am teaching, the first one, the master class is really an in-depth of where the intensive class is going to go, is going to take you, because you have to learn how to work with these programs. That's where your money comes from. That's where your money comes from. If I had a homeless veteran and you don't have any funding for housing, oh, let me see. I know I've got like 10 organizations here in the Chicagoland area, and that's just on these lists. Let me find out who has some funding for you, for your situation. Okay, you got funding. Okay, how much can they use of your funding? Oh, 2 years? How much? You need a 2-bedroom? That's going to pay what, $1,400? Okay, for 2 years? Okay. I'm on the phone talking to some landlords. I got a veteran. They've got the funding for 2 years, paying $1,400. They're in my program because I have a program for veterans too. Because we have to get these veterans from being homeless to being under a program to buying their own house using another program. That's the VA home loan. All of these are programs. That's how you get paid. And that's where the disconnect is. our community does not know about contracting. And that's really all this is. These are organizations that have received funding, and um, you could be an integral part in our community in providing that housing. And that's what I teach you in my master class. How do you work with step 2 of my housing ecosystem? Because if you want to do veterans housing, if you want to just do one model, that model has to make sense for me to say, okay, yeah, you can join me. It has to make sense. Because if you think I'm going to help you set up a veterans housing program for your shared living model, and you say, okay, I'm going to do this, and they can live here forever, and you get men in there who are capable, more than capable. They can work every day. They just don't have a degree, or they don't have all the skill set that they need to get a job that's really paying them some money, or they're not service connected with 100% service connection, disability, and compensation. And you're not helping them do any of that. You're not helping them get connected with their benefits to go back to school, because we have education certifications where veterans can go back to school for free, is part of our benefits. And you say, okay, I just want a veterans home and they can come live here forever. And you want me to help you set up with the funding, and the veterans going, well, first of all, the funding mechanisms that's out here that'll pay for those veterans to stay there transitionally, they're not going to approve that, because you're not following their ecosystem. You have to follow programs in order to get paid in a program. So, yeah, either you want to work with me, you have to learn the programs, and you have to stick around, because I can't teach you everything that I know in one class. That's not going to happen. So, this is a journey. If this is something you really want to do because you have a passion, that's fine. Keep that fire burning. Mine has been burning since I was homeless. And that was 1987 to 1993. So, yeah, keep that passion burning. So, that passion is one thing. Then you have to get the skill set. You got to read some books. I have a whole library for you newcomers here. And my library is U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resources Guidebook Series. And the first book I recommend everybody getting is A Guide to Veteran Shared Living Models. So you can understand how you set up programs, and where your funding can come from. And I teach you through education, and I'm going to start doing this once a month with my current main learners. If you haven't bought my books, read my books, and we can have intelligent conversations about what you want to do, and about how to align your structure, your business, that tells me you read something, and you're following the process. But if you come on and say, well, what about this? Well, you haven't read it, because I know what's in my books. I wrote them. I lived them. Every single book I wrote, I have lived. So I know. So now you need to get off the line and go read. Once you're finished reading, then you can rejoin. I'm not the one to play with, and I'm not going to play with you, not when we have lives on the line. I understand you want to make some money, and believe me, you will. Nobody's saying you won't, when there's $5.8 billion plus HUD VASH money in our community. But you have to come correct. You have to come correct. So your first book, if you don't have it, go get it. And that's A Guide to Veteran Shared Living Models. That's in my bio over here on TikTok, and it's in the description over here on YouTube. and also put it in the comments section over here so y'all can go get it. And then working with so many social workers. And let me tell y'all something, because y'all want to say to me, I keep calling the VA and talking to the social workers, and they act like they don't want to help me. They act like they don't even see the homeless veterans on the street. They act like, it's not their job. When I tell you, and it's not gatekeeping. It's just not their job. It's not. It's not. Their job is to do an intake, to find out who qualifies for HUD-VASH when they go to the VA. Their job is to do an intake at other organizations to see if they qualify for their services and for their funding. They're not going to be calling you unless they know who you are. How I was so successful and am so successful is because everybody knows who I am. I give them no doubt in what I do. They know. They receive information daily. You get housing, here it is. Daily. You have resources, here it is. That's why my show is called Boots on the Ground. I stay boots on the ground. You want to work in this community and work with me? Yeah, you got to come correct. Don't come to me asking me questions. Go read, and we have conversations, and we have strategies. That's what we do. I love business-minded people. I don't like baby brains. If you have a baby brain, don't come my way. For real. That raises my anxiety level, and that's when my upbringing comes out. I grew up in public housing, and I can fight. Woo! Oh my God. Oh, stop my beating heart. So social workers and case managers, human care professionals, and first responders. When I say it's not their job, and this is the book I wrote for them, because those poor social workers and case managers, they don't, they don't have the information that you're calling for. And that's why they're not responding to you. That's the reason. I worked with them for so many years. I trained them at Jesse Brown and Hines VA, at Volunteers of America. I trained those social workers and housing provider, and at the Section 8 office, Housing Choice Partners here in Chicago. I trained them. And it's in this book, so get this book. It's not their job, so stop calling them, harassing them. Dag. And then I'm like, okay, so now the social worker, they have learned how to help the veteran more so than just doing their job. I taught them how to expand. And they were like, I got letters in this book too. So when you buy the book, you can read the letters that were written to me by the social workers at Jesse Brown and the vet centers and Hines VA. So all over the place. So get the book and read those wonderful letters of me teaching them how to expand it's just their job thing. Yeah. So then I said, okay, they know how. They know how. The social workers know how, but the veterans don't know how yet. So if a veteran doesn't get in contact with one of the social workers, case managers, human care professionals, or first responders on how can I get housed? Who can help me in the community? Where do I go from here? So I wrote them a book too, Finding Home. This is a nationwide guide to finding resources and benefits for veterans and veteran families. I started this as, as just simply helping veterans who were homeless on social media, who I met in, I'll tell y'all, Washington, D.C., Hawaii, Las Vegas, Florence, South Carolina, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Vicksburg, Mississippi. And I continue to provide this service to veterans who contact me. So this is the resources that I sent to Hawaii. Now, what's so significant about this book is that I teach you like reverse engineering. And all of my books teach you how to use AI and the prompts to find those resources. Because if you don't, first of all, if you don't know where to look for resources in our veterans homeless community, you're just going to look in one place. And you're missing out on all of this other money that these organizations must use before that fiscal year is over. But if they don't have anybody to use that money on, then they could lose their opportunity to participate in these grants come next year. Or I don't know what to tell you, but they need you and they need your programs and they need your alignment. And that's what I teach you. Realtors. I am a realtor and I have been a realtor since 1993 or 1996. No, since 1996. And I found this homeless veterans market. I was managing properties, and you take my master class, y'all will learn even more about, the platform. And I found this market. I never left it. I'm like, oh, y'all got the right one, baby. Ooh. And they sure did. They sure did. Over all these years, I have been awarded out the wazoo from government agencies, from private companies, from investors, from realtors, associations, and I mean, just awards galore for housing homeless veterans. And I'm like, thank you. But you can learn how to do this too, right? They're like, well, and I just got off the phone with the realtor, Yvette. I have one question. I'm like, yes. How do you get paid if the veteran has no money? I'm like, well, first of all, you missed the first part of the conversation. But I understand. I get it. I get it because nobody really knows how to put the two together. Veterans and benefits. What don't you understand about benefits? I'm like, to me, benefits means something worthy, something with a cause, something with a value. That's a benefit. How do you use that benefit? What is that benefit used for? Well, now, that's how I get paid. Even I still don't understand. Read the book, realtors. I wrote y'all a whole game plan. Everything that I've done in making six-figure incomes as a commission every year. I mean, I done made my coach said, Yvette, do you know you have generated $1 million income? I'm like, oh, you put it like that? Yes, right here. But the realtors don't want to pick up a book and say, oh, this is how Yvette was making all that money, housing all of those homeless veterans with the voucher and using all that money in the community. What? And then they came back to her and bought a house. What? She never had to advertise. What? She can just go talk at the VA and all the vet centers. What? And the county jail and the Metropolitan Federal Bureau of Prisons. What? And Chicago City Colleges. And all of these are veterans just wanting to learn how to move someplace. whether that's out of a homeless situation or buying a house. That's what I've been doing for 25 years. Housing homeless veterans to home ownership. And now my platform is open to you and you. Go get the books. Go get the books. See if this is something you want to learn, and join my master class this Thursday to see if that model is something you want to learn and how it feeds from the first model, how it feeds from your veteran shared living model to your rental model, to your home ownership model, to your investment model, to your business development model. Oh, yeah. That's what I've been doing for 25 years with veterans right here in the Chicagoland area. They've become government contractors. They've become investors owning multi-units. One of them is on the front of, yeah, it's on the front of my book right here. Right here. Wait a minute, there you go. This 4-unit right here. Even that single family house is one of my veterans. And the realtors say, you get paid. I'm like, what? This 3rd edition, this book has been out a very long time. And I tell them where it was 1, 2, and this is the 3rd. And I tell them everything you want to know and how I've been getting paid as a realtor is in that book. See, the thing is, people don't like to read. But how else am I supposed to share? How else am I supposed to share how I've been able to house homeless veterans with you? Because I'm not coming on here every day and I'm not breaking it down on a video where y'all not going to remember. So the best thing is to get a book, highlight it, take notes, put your feet on the ground and do the work. Let me see. What are y'all saying over here on okay, hold on. Let me scroll up. I apologize. Oh my goodness, you guys have really been, you are, hey Penelope, you in the army too, girl. You are building an army of us to do the work. Keep educating us. Boots on the ground. Yes. Stephen. Okay, hey, Vet, I will be in this week's class. Thank you for all you do for our nation's heroes. You're going to need this class. This is, yeah. And then give me that information for Georgia. Because we need the people in Georgia. Oh, that was the Army. What did I say? Hold on. Will VR&E pay for supplies? What supplies? The supplies in your veteran shared living model? You have to know what these benefits pay for. Don't ask me that. VR&E, that's for education, isn't it? If they're not going to pay for your veteran shared living model, if you are a veteran and you need to use VR&E, then you need to apply for that. But do not put those two benefits together. They don't go together. And you know, I'm not fussing, but I just get real passionate. You have to use your critical thinking skills. First of all, I want you to go get this book as a free download, va.gov/get started, and read about VR&E. Even do a Google search. Go to ChatGPT and say, what does VR&E cover? Penelope Page, Michigan to Georgia. Most of us do not know about our true benefits, especially as a disabled veteran. You are absolutely right. That's where the education comes in. Congrats on being nominated for Red Cross Hero Award. Thank you. That was so exciting. I'm like, who nominated me? So, and I also want all y'all to follow me on LinkedIn. Please follow me on LinkedIn. That's where more information is shared. And that's where more, more education is shared. Thank you so much. I got some greater news later. This book is extremely helpful and informative. I know. Air Force. Gone, girl. I know. I know. It's extreme. All of them are. Because I'm like, people need to know this. Nobody is telling y'all nothing. Give me 5% of what? 5% of what? That the I do new water and sewer line connection. Oh, congratulations. Construction contract 5% for disabled veterans. So that is a set aside. It's a 3% set aside in the city of Chicago. Is a 3% set aside of I believe $4.8 billion that they're looking for SDVOB certified veteran business owners to get those contracts as subcontractors. Benefits. Please tell Sergeant Wolf. Sergeant Wolf needs to go back and watch this video because as you see, I don't have the resources to talk to one person on the phone at a time. I got so much going on. I'm funding the first 5 people to message me with struggling. Oh, I don't know who you are. Going to do that on your own live, dude, because that sounds like, dang, I can't see now. Hi, Simi. Hey, Simi. I'm going to put in here hi so that I can close that window. Oh, that was a rough patch there. Larry said, thank you. Hard truth. Yeah, it is. It is. And I don't want you to think that I am scolding you, but you have to put on your thinking cap. I love puzzles. I love puzzles because puzzles, I do a puzzle every single day on LinkedIn, and it's connecting in all these different areas. And I stick with that one puzzle until I'm finished because I know I'm going to get to the end. But in the middle, doing that puzzle, I have to put on my thinking cap to find my way. And that's how this business is. That's how housing homeless veterans is. You have to break down each section minutely. You have to know exactly what these benefits do. Who is holding the bag? Those people now, somebody emailed me, and I'm going to get on him real good. Come talking about, I want, what did he say? He said he wanted, well, I went over an hour. I apologize. He said, good evening, love that sweatshirt. I know, thank you. My husband bought it for himself and it was too small. He said, I think you could fit it. I'm like, well, thank you. I like it. And it's Black History Month. Yeah, and condolences. Reverend Jesse Jackson, he passed today. He's in Chicago. And he passed today. I remember him being at a lot of places. I didn't meet him personally, like shake his hand, have a conversation, but always in passing and in knowing, that we have a strong leader. We really had some strong leaders back in the day. And I was saying that to somebody the other day. I said, why we don't have and why we are not where we could be is because we don't have strong leaders. And that's what, I think God put me here to be a strong leader, to speak up and speak out and gather an army around this situation because it's needed. There's no reason why these organizations have all this money and they're not being held accountable or responsible to our community. Because we shouldn't have $5 billion floating around and we have all of these homeless veterans. But the disconnect is our providers are housing providers who say, I want to house homeless veterans. You have to set up your housing, your housing model correctly in order to engage with these agencies to get the funding for the veterans they're responsible for housing. And if your business model is not set up, your housing model is not set up to connect with those organizations, First of all, you don't know where these organizations are, who these organizations are, and what does their funding cover. That's what I teach you how to do. That's how I've been so successful all these years as a realtor, because I've learned about all of these organizations, and I teach you how to research to actually, when you're in my group, I send you the list and then I teach you how to do all that. It's phenomenal. I've got I don't know if Joel Wallace is here. We went through that and it's phenomenal. Once you take the lid off. I mean, once you remove the lid and you look in and they look up at you and say, come and get us. And then people share. People, thank you so much for that. Joining my club. People share in this community. But guess what? They share good news and they share bad news. So if you are a bad seed, and we're going to go there first, if you are a bad seed in our community, then everybody's going to know and you're going to get shut down. And I've seen it happen. This one investor on one side of town, I'm not going to say any side, that he was stripped. And then I know another investor on the other side of town. And I told them, because they were my clients, I told them, I warned them, and they had thousands of units. And I warned them. I said, I don't care what it takes. You need to straighten this out. Oh, their straightening out was something, a big old industrial fan. Oh, that did it. That did it. It came from the VA. We will no longer engage with your company. That was a huge chunk of their revenue. And I'm like, damn, why you do that? You didn't believe me after all this time? You didn't? But then they split up. They sold that company. Somebody bought it, or one of the partners kept it, and they each split up and bought other companies. And one of the owners who was with the first company contacted me. Actually, I contacted him on LinkedIn. And he said, Yvette, you're back? I'm like, yeah, I'm back. So he invited me to his office and met with some investors from New York. And that's how I met all the investors in New York. I'm like, oh, y'all buying up all this stuff I used to fill up. Oof, what you gonna do with it? Because it's a mess. It's yeah. So, oh my God. So they'll tell the bad news and you get shut down. Shut it down. And they also tell the good news. The good news is where you get elevated. So, I mean, such good news has been shared about my name. And I have been awarded the nomination and in the finalists in the category of military heroes for the Red Cross for 2026. And I had the opportunity yesterday to read some of the emails. I said, let me take my time now. So much is happening so fast, but let me take my time and read this letter. And I read, I'm like, oh, here's the name all the way down at the bottom of the person who nominated me. So I'm like, okay, she's a professional. So let me put her name in LinkedIn, and her name came up. And I'm like, oh, and she works at the Red Cross. I'm like, how did you find me? Because we weren't even connected. She said she read an article. And an article, I've been featured in a lot of articles, a lot of newspapers. Here's one. I was featured in Woman's World magazine 2 times in 2025. That's one of the articles. And I was featured in Mission Roll Call in 2025, and now I'm a writer a national writer for Mission Roll Call. I write an article on veterans homelessness and housing and solutions. And I'm the subject matter expert nationally for veterans homeless housing. So when you come and learn with me, yeah, you're going to learn one thing at a time, because you got to master one thing at a time. But I'm going to teach you how to do that one thing to the best of your ability through my ability. So everything I know about it, you're going to know about it. Everything. Everything. I mean, this is the first time I've ever come live telling anybody all this, because I'm like, I get awards. I get awards from the real estate organizations. This one is from Main Street Organization of Realtors. I'm a realtor, and I get an award, but these hey there, Ms. Nurse, but these realtors need to learn. So this award just signifies what I'm doing in the community is phenomenal. This award came from the president of the Main Street Organization of Realtors. So now these realtors need to learn how to house homeless veterans from homeless to home ownership, because we get all of these benefits in our community. I'm a living legend of housing homeless veterans. Then I get an award from Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs. This is now Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs. Now they acknowledge, oh, Yvette is doing wonderful in our homeless veterans community. I just put the two together. That's all I did. I just put the two together. So the acknowledgement is there, but the breakdown is the education. Is the education. But it's okay, because God moved in ways that we're gonna circle right back around. But I just want to thank all of y'all for being here. Oh, I didn't even show y'all the rest of my books. Then I've got these 3 that I have to publish. So this one is the Veteran Care Entrepreneurship book. It's written for Atlanta, Georgia, but I teach you how to use ChatGPT, where you can put in your city, your state with those prompts. And that's for the people who say, I'm a nurse, I'm licensed. And I'm like, okay, so get that book. In addition to Veterans Care, Veterans Shared Living Models. This notarization made easy. I got to put up here, mobile notarization made easy. Because when I was doing notaries a lot at the nursing homes, at the hospitals, at the hospices, I am thrilled to have come across your page. I will send you a DM. Okay. Thanks for being here. I'm thrilled you came. And so where people couldn't leave. And then it dawned on me, because I had every year I was doing a notary for this senior in a nursing home, and that's where he lived, that I had to notarize his form for him being a veteran from another country. So I had to notarize that form every single year in order for his benefits to continue. And I'm like, oh, so he served in the military in Europe somewhere. We need you at our Bay Area stand down. What y'all got in the duffel bags? I'm national, so I can go anywhere. Y'all just got to pay me. How much? Y'all get 10,000, 5,000 for one day, 10,000 for 2 days for the stand downs. So we just have to find out what the need is. And I just don't want to come to a stand down and be there having a table and not bring resources. So there has to be some type of training. And I would need to be in touch with your realtor association to train them up, because they will be the ones who would come back to the stand down and engage with those homeless veterans to find out what their need is, help through their social workers or case managers get their disability compensation or get a HUD-VASH voucher, and then go back to the community and get them housed with private investors, ones who aren't going to say, oh, we need a credit check, a background check, you know, all that jazz to get our veterans denied. So that's what I would need to teach them before I come to a stand down. Girl, I know what a stand down is. When I was taking my whole team to the stand downs here in Chicago, and it would be like 6, 7, 8 agents and that big old banner housing. Here are all the flyers of all the units that are available, and all the veterans would come. I need housing, housing, housing. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Here you go, here you go, here you go. That's how the stand down goes here when I take when I go. I haven't done it I did it, let me see, 2 years ago. And I was there for I don't know if I was there for housing. I think I was there for my not-for-profit organization, the 100 Pretty Purses for Female Veterans. And just to let them know that this is going to be our last year of this celebration. Because going forward, my plan is to do a foundation, and the foundation, but still, you know, train up operators nationwide, but also to create a foundation with operators on the board. And this foundation is like a not legacy, but a remembrance of my daughter, who I gave birth to at 5 months being pregnant. And I lost her because I was being physically abused by my then Marine serving husband. And I would go to the VA, and the VA was like, well, we can't do nothing for you. And I'm like, oh. So going back and forth, back from 87 to 93. And the VA never did anything. So the foundation would be named in honor after her. And the foundation would be to provide emergency transportation and emergency shelter in one of our providers' veteran shared living models for battered and abused women with child or with children, or just a battered and abused female veteran. So that's what the foundation would be for. So transportation, you make a call, we call an Uber. Uber comes to get you, put you on an airplane, and bring you to your safe house. And all of that's covered under the foundation. So I am so sorry for your loss. Well, you know, God has a plan and a purpose for everything. And I count it all joy, because I wouldn't be here and would be able to speak about this if all of this stuff hadn't happened. And I had to go through it in order to understand and have the type of compassion and love that I have for this veterans community. Because I served in the military for almost 1 year. And that service was with pain and agony. Not the whole while, but during basic training. Yeah. So yeah. And it wasn't the physical, it was an MST, military sexual trauma, at 19 by the hands of my drill sergeant. So but I knew, you know, coming home, hey, somebody got to take care of me now. Somebody got to take care of me. So now, yeah, the military, you know, they've done a lot for me through our benefits. You know, through our benefits, I am now 90% service connected, working on my hundreds, and all of my tuition has been covered because I am now a service connected disabled veteran. And that was one reason I went to the military, because my mom and daddy didn't have money to pay for a college education. And I went ahead and got a doggone master's degree. Didn't want to surrender my parental rights. I almost signed up for the Air Force. Yeah, my sister, she tells me all the time, I wish. I'm like, yep, you should have. I'm the only girl in my family who went. So it's lovely now. I get a ton of benefits. I can go back to school right now with my husband's benefits. He's 100%. When I get my 100, I can go back to school for my PhD if I wanted to. I can chill. I don't have to do nothing but sit up and talk and teach online if I wanted to, and sell my publications and go and coach and train and go do some ribbon cuttings with everybody in the community when they open their veteran villages. So if we get all of those benefits, all of them, from homeless to, I went from homeless in transitional housing to a rental unit to home ownership, bought houses and rented those out, and as an investor became a business owner, and now I'm a government contractor. And I was a homeless veteran. So that's why I say you don't need to just have a veteran shared living model or independent housing or model like that, because we get a ton of benefits, and it doesn't make any sense leaving them up in the bed when we get all of those benefits. So, and then the next book I'm going to publish is The Veterans from Boots to Business. So I've got one more chapter to write, and I want to do it as a comprehensive chapter to show how I was able to get these contracts and these MOUs, and that's something you can do as well as a veteran business. And then, I mean, it's just so many benefits. I tell people all the time, we have the best benefits, the best benefits. Now, the one I'm looking at getting, and I'm like, Dad, where is it? Because I see other veterans talking about, I get therapeutic massages. Well, where are they? Because I want a therapeutic massage too. We get the chiropractic, acupuncture, physical therapy. That's what I've had personally. So, and that's the on the healthcare side and other things. Thank you for the interaction. I will send you a DM later. All right. Thanks for being here. So 1 hour and 20. It just feels like I haven't been here in a while because I come on live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday is the master class to teach you phase 2 of the ecosystem. Phase 1 is the veteran shared living model. Phase 2 is the HUD VASH, because they got to go somewhere when they're with you temporarily. Phase 3 is home ownership. And I show y'all how to do all of this in your real estate portfolio, within your programs, and within other organizations' programs that will pay you. when y'all, I mean, man, it just, but this is how it should be. This is how it should be. This is how it should go. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. And it just feels like I want to have a baby, because all of this information is finally being shared. Finally being shared. God, God said, can't nobody open doors like him. Nobody. I thank God every single day. I wake up and say, God, who are you going to help me bless today? Who am I blessing with the blessings you gave me today? Who? All of these talents now put together, everything is just coming together. And to be here to show y'all just how you can do something good, making money and making a difference in somebody's life, and yours too, because ain't nobody asked you to do this for free. Nobody. Everywhere this veteran puts his head down, there's a benefit to pay. There's a benefit to pay you in your veteran shared living model. There's a benefit to pay you in your rental. There's a benefit to pay you when you sell this veteran a house. Oh my God. So yeah, so my master class is this Thursday, so you have to register, and it is $97. And my intensive, look, I don't mind having it again this Saturday because it is so I love teaching and educating the community, because this is something that nobody's really doing with the community. That's why we have so many homeless veterans. My realtor colleagues don't know nothing. Nothing. Even how you get paid. What? I get a commission. Don't you get a commission? But they don't have any money. I'm like, but their rent is paid. But they don't have any money though. I'm like, I know, but their rent is paid. Well, who's paying their rent? I'm like, all of these benefits that they get. I can't just stop and tell you who got what from where and how much and for how long until I look in dot loop and see the lease. But you don't want to learn. I wrote this class back in 2014 and I taught it in 2015 and 16. I said, I'm not teaching this anymore. None. Y'all don't want to know. So just go get a book. Here, this is the book for the realtors. Man, leaving all that money. And I be trying to tell the board. I do. I be trying to tell them, oh, Yvette, your class, we're not going to have it this year. I'm like, peace, Shaw. They can get the book and join my master class and bypass the board, because this is going national anyway. And when y'all see what I wrote, y'all gonna be like, what? She said she did that. What? It's going, if it's approved, let me put it this way. I'm not gonna say if, when it is approved in the state of Illinois, oh, it's going national. It's going national. It's going national. All 50 states, including Guam and Hawaii, because we have veterans everywhere. And the bill that I wrote, if when it becomes a bill, and they attached it to so many bills that are already out, it supports over 100 bills that are already out. It makes those bills stronger to protect our homeless veterans. I'm like, woo! When I say God is good, oh, this can wipe out veterans homelessness. Now, will we still have homeless veterans? Well, of course, because when they discharge from the military, sometimes they discharge homeless. When they are released from incarceration, if they can be released, then they have to be released in a veteran shared living model. And all of this is funding through our SSVF organizations, that we got to get on the case of these organizations. We have to make them use the money. In order to make them use the money, you have to have your business aligned to that funding source, exactly what they're looking for. That's what because they have a sore spot and they need that to be soothed, but they don't know how to do it. So now it's an open wound. But when you come, you're going to soothe it with your housing model, because it is in alignment with their grant that they received $2.5 million on, and they have to use in the community. But if you don't know how to tap into those sources, then, and that's what I teach you how to do. That's what I've been doing all these years, knowing where the money is to get homeless veterans housed. So take my master class, pay for the master class, pay for the intensive. And if you say you want to learn how to house homeless veterans, I teach you. Now, this is phase 2 in this master class. Phase 1, you need to go buy this book and wait until the next master class that I teach, because it might be from this book. But you'll still learn from me at every stage of the game, because every stage go together. Everyone. I want to thank y'all for being here. Okay, and Penella Page said, hold on. Yes, you are a strong leader. By God, I am. Yes. Yes, many investors from New York buying property in Detroit. Yep, Chicago, they were buying it up. Amen to that. All right, I want to thank y'all for being here. And it just, I mean, I could talk all day about this. I met a former mayor today of one of our suburbs out here, and I didn't even know he was mayor. We just got to talking, and everything aligned. I'm like, who wants to bring what? Yep, he said, yeah, but he was shut down. But now that he's not the mayor and he's not in that position, and now he's met me, and I do veterans housing, and they're talking about transitional housing and other benefits that we're bringing to the South suburb that I orchestrated. And that everything was, I'm like, oh my God. He said, I wasn't even going to come here today. I said, neither was I. We met up. Well, I didn't even know him. We just happened to meet in the same place, and we had the conversation that connected. And he said there was somebody that wanted to bring, and still does. So y'all gonna be seeing what God is opening these doors that I can't even, I mean, he's just showing me. And I had told somebody, I was in church one Sunday, and I just started crying. And Yancey, his name is Brother Yancey. He gave me, something, and later on, I had given him my card, and turned out that he was a developer, a residential commercial developer, and I started housing homeless veterans with HUD Vash in his properties. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. But he had asked me, he said, what's the matter? And I'm just crying with joy from the Lord, who had blessed. This was like 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago in church. And I'm like, God is just, I mean, he's showing me lights where my feet are supposed to go. I don't see ahead where he's taking me, but I'm putting my feet on the lights, on the boxes where I can see this one. And they're not straight. They're always staggered. But I know, and I'm like, oh, I just thank y'all for being here. Thank you for wanting to be dedicated to this community. And I'm dedicated. So I'm going to see everybody who says, I want to house homeless veterans, because you'll be here with me. You'll be here with me. And I just want to thank y'all for real, for being here, and for putting yourselves out there to take care of this community. Because when I was 19, 20, 21, got married at 22, I was scared. I was petrified, because there was no help. And I knew, because I saw what happened with my great uncle. He was being cared for as a senior citizen. My mama was getting paid from the government to have him in our home every month, and he still got his check. I'm like, that's a benefit? Oh, and then he had a driver. I don't know if he had to pay the driver or who paid the driver, but he had a car and he had a driver. So that's what I'm setting up for. I'm setting up for a driver, because I can't drive, think, and create. I can drive and think, but I want to be able to put it down on paper or put it somewhere where I can come back to it and bring it to you guys. So I need a driver. So I'm setting my life up so that I can have a driver. And then I saw my brothers buy houses. They bought beautiful cars. I'm like, where y'all getting this money from? They It's a benefit. Yes. So I knew about all these benefits growing up. So I'm like, I got to give me some of those benefits. And that's why I went to the Army. I went to the military because I wanted some benefits. Yep. All right. So I want to thank y'all for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see y'all tomorrow, God willing. I think he is. I know he is. I know it. He didn't bring me this far to leave me. He brought me this far to show me. Look. My pastor said this is the year of Jubilee. And he said that. I'm like, first he said, he had to explain what it was. And I'm like, you are right, Pastor. You are right. I could see it. Oh my God. Y'all gonna see it too. Y'all gonna be like, that's my coach. Mm-hmm. We're in the ecosystem. We're moving veterans. So let me get ready. I have to try an outfit because I'm going to an interview tomorrow. I will be interviewed for the national stage. That's going to be nationwide. So I want to look good. And then my sister said, do something with that wig. It looked old. So she said, juice it up. I washed it. I don't know what to do with it. Oh, boy. All right. All right. And then I have to, she said, don't put on that eyeliner up above my eye. Y'all see that? She said, make you look old. I'm like, dang. She said, that's why all the girls wearing those fake lashes. I'm like, oh, that's why? I don't know how to put those on. So then I said, okay, maybe I'll go get my hair done. Not my hair. Hi, Vet. I got the book and finish up the per diem application today. Okay. Okay. So good. I hope you get it. And then you got to come back because I want to hear all about it. Because I don't even know what that means. So you finish up the per diem application for one of the 200 grants that are going out for 2026, the NOFO, because that's what you're talking about. Good, because those applications are due in 2 days. I hope you get it. Is your program already set up? Everything is in alignment? That's what I want to know. And then I haven't even seen you in a class, Ashley, because that's the veteran shared living. And then you're going into the rentals. Don't leave them in that bed. Because once you get connected, if you're getting that grant, that should be in your program, unless you're doing veterans who never have to leave, and that's going to be their last, senior veterans or disabled veterans, veterans with TBIs, veterans with disabilities, and they can never go anywhere because they don't have people. So I want to see what occurs. But I'm getting ready to get off because I've been on here for 1 hour and 37 minutes. I want to see, oh my God, what city and state is it in? And which model are you presenting? I want to know. Oh, y'all, I got to go. Oh, I'm going to be at the Construction Summit again this year. So this is my 3rd year at the Construction Summit. Now, 1 year I met Bally's, Chicago, and I presented them Calumet City Transitional. Got you. But what's the population? I have my real estate license and hope to get them. Also a nurse. Girl, you so busy. Ooh, that's a lot of work. I know you got a team. You have to have a team, especially for that grant. Yes, good. I know that's a lot of work. You got a team too? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Let me get off of here. Oh, what you say? Right. Okay, so you are the scales, you're writing, you got thumbs up, and you're researching. Yeah, go get the book. You didn't put a book emoji, Larry B, P4E. Go get the book. That's going to help you a lot as well. Let me bring the link back over. Let me bring the link back over. All right, here's the book. Oh, and also don't forget to register for my masterclass. That is Thursday. Man, y'all, oh my God, I'm so glad y'all here. Y'all gonna see so much. We need y'all so bad. I was telling y'all, so it's always going to be a homeless veteran. Always. But what happens, those homeless veterans can get housed. They could be at risk of being homeless because they're leaving incarceration, they're leaving the hospital. They may say, I don't want to be in this nursing home. I want to go to a veteran shared living model. I don't want to be here. I'm more independent than this, and I don't want to be shut down, locked in, and you know. So that money, that funding follows them. Colberts, they don't want to be in a nursing home, and they can live on their own. There's a voucher that pays for that from nursing homes. A lot of them, they don't want to be there, and it pays, you know, nursing home is very expensive. Okay, I got to send this to my assistant. Okay. Whoo-wee, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot. I thank y'all for listening and being here to hear me share. It has been an amazing. Oh, that's my
Clenny Jones.
It has been an amazing. I do have to fix my hair. It has been an amazing journey. Would I change some things about it? Oh yeah, I don't want to go through those hardships. There's joy for the pain. There's joy for the pain. I see it. I gotta go try on this outfit. I really hope this outfit is the outfit that I wear tomorrow, because they said, well, can you wear your uniform? I'm like, I don't have my uniform from when I was 19. No. I will dress up. I will be on TV, so I am going to dress up. I will put on a pin, but no, I don't have a whole uniform from when could I fit it? No, because I was 125 when I was 19, and now I'm 165. So that would probably be snug. But then they wouldn't even give us our uniform back, the same one. They would wash all the clothes, and they'd be short. Just ridiculous. But anyway, thank y'all for being here. Let me play this commercial going out. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Ciao for now.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.